Cloudy skies and a packed crowd greet us here at Atlanta for the Right Lane Cup Series Season 1, Race number 2 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, where the drivers will tackle 66 laps around this fast, hot racetrack. The fans are packed tight inside here. The field is set. The atmosphere is absolutely electric, and we'll get your starting lineup here shortly. On the front row is Christian Vargas with Revolution Racing Toyota, Logan Clouds to his outside. Then you have J.D. Martin and Alexander Phoenix. Griffin McDermott, Lane Sanders in row 4. Several more cars have gone to the rear this week. All the Evan Marisi Motorsports cars have gone to the back for several infractions. They will be surrendering their starting positions. So we're going to go trackside here and get our command to fire engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines, brothers!
Starting on your front row, we have Christian Vargas in the Revolution Racing 00. To his outside, Logan Cloud in the Affleck Ford Mustang. Then behind them, we have Vargas' teammate, that is J.D. Martin in the 66 Sunny D Toyota. As we see the rest of the field, scroll above your screen, the pace car coming out of turn number 4 is going to dip onto pit road. Vargas and Logan Cloud are going to lead us down to the green flag. The race is about to get underway. The green flag is out, and we are racing here at Atlanta. Side by side, dead even down in the turn number 1. The field 2 by 2. Cloud lost all his help as Phoenix and Sanders backed up the corner. That's going to allow the two Revolution Racing cars to try to pull away anyways. Vargas gets down into turn number 3. A huge send by the Sony RCA Toyota Camry. Vargas is going to come around turn number 4. He is going to lead lap number 1, but don't look now. Here comes his teammate. That is J.D. Martin, the Sunny D Toyota. He is going to try to lead a lap. Revolution Racing trying to go back-to-back in leading laps. But here comes two of the Fingai Fusami cars. That is Griffin Label McDermott, the 22, and that is Jeffrey Fingai in the 92. And man, they are leaning on each other going into turn 3. Vargas and Cloud almost got into some trouble. Behind them, there are 3 wide, several rows deep. Those are the 2 Spa cars. That is Samuel England in the 24, Sanders in the 01. Behind, further back, as we go look further back, 2 and 3 wide. All the way back to the field, we have several cars making their way through the field. Evan Marisi, all of the Marisi Motorsports cars had to start at the rear of the field. But back up front, 4 wide, look at this! Almost contact, and the 66 in the wall. J.D. Martin sideways. The 29, that is Mitchell Carter. He sideways as well. An absolutely pandemonious 4th lap here. But they were able to save it. I don't know how they were able to do that. But man, that was almost a disaster. But back up front, they're still 3 wide. Look at this. Derek Hamill and Jeffrey Fingai fighting for the lead. But meanwhile, it is Luke Evans, another Lake Effect Autosport car, is going to come around and lead a lap. That is Evans' first lap lead of all year. But back down to the inside, that is Evans' teammate, that is Logan Cloud, going to take the lead again. Griffin Label McDermott and Jeffrey Fingai back together. Their teammate almost lost it a few laps ago coming out of turn number 4. Unbelievably, they were able to save it. Back up front, though, it is Cloud, Evans, and Griffin Label McDermott trying to fight for this lead. We have Julio Caesar, the dual 1 winner at Daytona, was able to get a good, strong finish. I believe a 4th place in the first round at Daytona, and is now trying to back up that strong run with a strong run here at Atlanta. This Atlanta is a whole lot different to what we've been normally seeing at 1.5 miles. Because, you know, Atlanta, normally you'll have cars get spread out and really long, stringy packs. Here at Atlanta, it is all bunched together, 2, 3 wide racing. And these cars, they are all slipping and sliding. It's such a hot, slick track. fans call this place Hot Atlanta for a reason. You see Derek Hamill, he went for a slide there as well. But these cars, when they go sliding, they will slide all the way up to that fence. And that was probably what we saw a few laps ago with J.D. Martin and Griffin Lapel McDermott, because those cars just somebody probably slid up, got up into the marbles. And when that happens, you are just along for the ride at that point. You are a passenger. I'll tell you somebody who is not a passenger. It is Logan Cloud. He is leading this group around. This first pack of about 8 or 9 cars, it looks like. Because you have Cloud, Griffin Label McDermott, Luke Evans, Julio Caesar, Finn Guy, Alexander Phoenix, Christian Vargas, Derek Hamill, and now J.D. Martin is back in this pack. Martin scraped the right side off of his race car, but is now he's now back in this lead pack just outside barely in the top 10. Ryan Griffin cuts into the top 10. There's the third Lake Effect car. That is Jesse Turner, the Exide Batteries Ford Mustang. Stanley Andrews up here in the Armor All Toyota. Had a strong run last week. Nick Breeding is up here. Nick was strong in practice. And there's his teammate behind him, Ben McDonald, the 16. Asher Evelyn in the 99 as well. Here's Mac Johnson. That's Stanley Andrews' teammate. Stephen Colon. Colon had to start in the back of the pack. Already up into the top 20. Charles Sanford into the top 20 as well. The 3 Breeding Starcom cars are doing well. Mitchell Carter is falling back a tad, but trying to hold it firm after almost ending his race on lap 4. Landon Thomas will round out your top 20 in the Chapstick Dodge. There is Chris Martin's another Dodge. There is Martin's teammate. That is Peter Onjak. Onjak had a strong speed weeks at Daytona go bust in a wreck. There's Lane Sanders, the Texaco Haviland. He finished 3rd last week. Jeff Bolton, the outside pole sitter for Daytona. He is trying to rebound the Coca-Cola Pontiac. There is DJ Curtis. A big storyline coming into this race was DJ Curtis. Austin Scott was in this car. Scott unfortunately had some health issues that he had to go address, and he stepped out of this race car. And Curtis is doing pretty good. He started about in the 30s. We got trouble behind them. Jeffrey Fitzwater's in the wall. I think that is Ryan Reed. Both cars sliding down to the inside, and the caution flag is going to fly here for the first time on lap number 12. We caught it just out of the corner of our eyes. Reed and Fitzwater, they are still going, but the right side of their cars are all wiped away. But everybody, it looks just to be a 2-car accident here on lap number 12. The caution flag is out. Who is going to lead them down? Griffin Lapel McDermott. He took the lead while we were away, and Griffin McDermott looks like he's going to lead them down onto pit road. But a very fast crash here at Atlanta. The first caution is out, and we will see here on pit stops exactly what's going to happen. And it looks like Ben McDonald in that 16, Ben McDonald's going to stay out. I wouldn't know what this call is, but I'm very skeptical on this call, because Atlanta is known for chewing up tires. The 30 car of Rhodes Gray is also not pitting. I don't understand this call at all. Maybe they're trying to get track position, expecting a lot of cautions, but this is not what I would expect to see. These 2 cars, you have to pit to make it to the end on fuel. So I do not understand this call. Ben McDonald trying to get points after his race was derailed early at Daytona after a flat tire. Rhodes Gray, your pole sitter from Daytona, also having to deal with I believe he led laps. Yes, he did lead laps. I don't like this call. I genuinely do not like this. Baffles but maybe they have a plan. Maybe they're expecting more cautions and the track position would help. But for right now, I am bamboozled by this. So the caution is out here on lap number 14. We will get coming down the back straightaway. It looks like Fitzwater, Bishop, and Ryan Reed were squeezing each other, and they got hooked together. It looks like Caesar and Ryan Reed, and Fitzwater got hooked together, and they just went straight off into the corner. Both cars slid up into each other. It looks like both got minimal damage, it looked like. Riding on board with Zachary Fitzwater. This is the Foster security cam. Like I said, you're along for a ride at that point. It looked like he had no clue that he was hooked to Ryan Reed. Man, it looks like, and thankfully it was only a 2-car incident. And thank goodness it was, because how Atlanta is, these cars could have slid right back down into traffic and nobody would have known what to do. The caution flag is out here at Atlanta on lap number 15. We will be right back after these short messages.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance: the oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Subscribe to Right Lane Cup.
Welcome back here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the second race of the Right Lane Cup Series season. We are under caution after a 2-car incident on lap number 13. Pit stops have happened. The leaders are coming through 3 and 4 now. Ben McDonald is your leader, followed by Rhodes Gray, Griffin Lippel McDermott, Derek Hamill, and Logan Cloud round out your top 5. We had some interesting pit stop developments. Ben McDonald and Rhodes Gray stayed out. Ben McDonald came over his radio and said he had to dive to avoid hitting another car, so that's why he stayed out. Rhodes Gray, the pole sitter, reportedly was going to stay out and get a lap led, but Ben McDonald stayed out and inadvertently took that back from him. The green flag is back out, and we are racing again here at Atlanta, already trying to make some moves. Here comes Rhodes Gray trying to get that bonus. Gray stayed out to get that, and he's going to get it from Ben McDonald. With Griffin Label McDermott, the 22 car pushing him, Derek Hamill trying to get alongside, and they are going to freight train Ben McDonald. Look at this. He's already lost 2, 3, now it looks like 4 spots. That's Logan Cloud trying to go by. But up front, that is Rhodes Gray. In the Crossroads Racing, Jimmy John's Chevrolet Camaro is going to lead the lap, get the bonus point for leading a lap. Remember, you get a bonus point for leading a lap. You get 2 bonus points for leading the most laps. And for Rhodes Gray, that is something that you would want to see, especially after Gray got the pole for the 500 and did not get a single lap led. Didn't get a bonus. But up front, Griffin McDermott slides up out of turn number 4. That's going to allow Derek Hamill in the Coors Light Chevrolet, that is the GNR team, to try to get second place. Ben McDonald's trying to rebound. Here is Ryan Griffin. Derek Hamill slides, gets into Griffin Label McDermott. That's going to allow his teammate, Ryan Griffin, in the Little Caesar Chevrolet, the number 8, to get underneath. That is Alexander Phoenix, the McDonald's Pontiac, here as well. But up front, that's going to allow Rhodes Gray to pull a gap on the field, completing lap number 19 now. We are on lap number 20. Gray pulls away. Griffin is second. Phoenix is third. McDermott is able to get into the 4th position, but behind them it's 3 wide. That is Derek Hamill, Ben McDonald, Logan Cloud, all 3 wide going into the corner. And oh, Lord have mercy, contact into the fence. That's Ben McDonald and Derek Hamill. They made contact, and they're going to keep it straight. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hamill almost hit the 29 car. Mitchell Carter has just not had any luck avoiding these things. But Hamill and Ben McDonald, an absolute disaster of a lap. Look at the right side of the 47. That is absolutely not what Derek Hamill wanted to see. And man, it is just going to make him suffer for a little while, because now he has all that damage. The right side of the car is wiped off. And for Derek Hamill, that is such a tough break after driving into the top 10. For Ben McDonald, his plan of getting bonus points has gone awry, of staying out, trying to get something. Because look at the right side of that car too. Both those cars destroy the right sides of their cars. And here at Atlanta, a track that is dependent on draft, that is not what you want to see. But up behind them, and they almost wrecked again. They were 4 wide for a second. Stanley Andrews, that was Landon Thomas as well. Two of the on-Giotto cars, Taylor Frey and Derek Hamill, they almost got together. Absolute pandemonium back here in Atlanta. Everybody's trying. There's more contact there. Jeff Bolton, KJ Hayes. It is just an absolute hornet's nest back here in the 20s and the 30s and even in the teens. Everybody trying to get as much room as they can before the tires wear out and the long run sets in. Back up front, we see up front, Rhodes Gray has still gapped the leaders. He has 1.5 tenths over Alexander Phoenix, Ryan Griffin, and Griffin Lapel McDermott. Logan Cloud has lost touch. That near disaster with Derek Hamill and Ben McDonald has opened up the top 5 away from the rest of the field. Julio Caesar, Stephen Colon is up here after starting in the back, has made it up here. Luke Evans back into the top 10. Lane Sanders is here. Evan Marisi, his Colon's teammate, trying to get into the top 10. He will. Both these cars started deep in the field, and they have driven straight up to the front, same as Cody Goforth. Nick Breeding is up here. Meanwhile, back up front, Ryan Griffin is trying to get back to the second spot under Griffin Lapel McDermott. Alexander Phoenix going with him. These drivers must realize that Rhodes Gray is driving away. It was 1/10 last time. Now it's over 3/10. And Gray is getting away. This is absolutely... And Phoenix tries going underneath Ryan Griffin here for the second spot. This is what Gray wants to see. But at the same time, if you're Gray and this gets into a long run, you're hoping for a caution maybe around lap 50, maybe around lap 45, maybe even lap 40, because at that point you can make it to the end on gas. But right now, this Jimmy John's Chevrolet is freaky fast, as the rear bumper says, and Gray is continuing to lead laps. This would be really good for them, as they can get the lead lap bonus. That's 2 extra bonus points. And you never know when those could come in handy. You never know if you're in the thick of a championship fight, what that could do. Those 2 extra bonus points could be the difference between a championship and dashed hopes. Meanwhile, Alexander Phoenix has closed the gap. It was 3.2 seconds it was 0.32 seconds that time. Now he's cut that gap in half. Phoenix, the MB2 driver, trying to get up here, get MB2 some vengeance after Daytona. Their cars were strong, the best team here back at Daytona. And all 3 of the cars had issues. Phoenix got trapped by lap traffic. Both Henry Thomas, the 36, Jeff Bolton, and the 10, qualified strong, led laps, but were taken out in a wreck about halfway. And for that team, that must really galvanize them, because now they are trying to come back to Atlanta with a vengeance. Phoenix cut a 10th off of the lap time that last time. It was 0.22 seconds. Back behind them, it is a fight for third. Griffin Lapel McDermott, Ryan Griffin, still trying to fight. That's only going to allow Phoenix to pull away. Here he goes to the inside of Rhodes Gray. Alexander Phoenix makes the move, will drive that McDonald's Pontiac to the inside, and Phoenix will take the lead. Alexander Phoenix, new leader here at Atlanta. Another lead change. We have had more lead changes already, and we're not even halfway here at Atlanta. We've had more lead changes in this race alone than we have for Daytona. And that is surprising to me, because Daytona normally has comers and goers more than any other race other than Talladega. Phoenix gets that lap lead, gets the bonus point, but meanwhile Rhodes Gray in the 30 car is still there. And I am shocked that Gray is still able to hang with the 62, because it is about that time of the run where the tires would wear out and the car would start to drift back into the pack. But Gray is able to holding on to Phoenix. It was a 1/10 that time, but he's sending it in there. He might try to even get the lead back. It would not surprise me, because Gray might try to get that, make sure that Phoenix doesn't get that most lap lead bonus. And Ryan Griffin is waiting to see if they make any mistakes, the top 2 does. And he might try to take the lead, but Phoenix drove it in deep into turn number 3, and he is Now on the outside of Rhodes Gray. Gray back to the inside. Going into turn number 1. Rhodes Gray in the 30 car is going to take the lead back. Ryan Griffin is going to follow through. And Alexander Phoenix is going to drift back to 3rd place. Griffin Label McDermott is waiting in the wings. And so is Cody Goforth. That Richmond Water Heaters Menard Chevrolet. That is the 3rd GNR car. He had a terrible speed weeks at Daytona, but now is showing his muscle. That Menard Chevrolet has driven up through the field into 5th. And who knows, maybe they will be able to make a good run. His teammate is up here, Ryan Griffin. They are all having, and Derek Hamill, their other teammate, was also having a great run and was put into the fence. Who knows, maybe they'll be able to do something. That is Rhodes Gray throwing it away in turn number 3. Ryan Griffin is trying to make a move on the inside. Ryan Griffin will lead. No, he won't. Rhodes Gray is going to lead that lap. Yes, no, never mind. Our scoring took forever to upload. Ryan Griffin gets the lead back. Gray falls to 3rd. Here comes Alexander Phoenix peeking back to the inside. Phoenix ducks low. Griffin blocks. Phoenix is going to duck even lower. It looks like there was some contact made. Maybe. Rhodes Gray is looking to make 3 wide action here at Atlanta. Absolutely unbelievable racing here at Atlanta. Folks, I don't know if anybody here is sitting down. Phoenix back to the inside. Griffin goes wide in the corner. Here comes Rhodes Gray back to the bottom. Alexander Phoenix back to the lead. This is going to work in the favor of Griffin Lapel McDermott and Cody Goforth as they are going to get into this draft. These cars holding each other up, going side by side, is going to bring them into the picture. Speaking of going into the picture, look at Nick Breeding. That Tracker Boats car. The Breeding, I believe that is the highest running Breeding Starcom car. They are absolutely on fire. Breeding, another car that had a speed weeks that was absolutely ruined, is running straight through this field. He started, I believe, deep in the field, about in the 20s, and is coming up through the field really nicely as Cody Goforth makes a move for the 4th position on Griffin Lapel McDermott. Meanwhile, Rhodes Gray has made another pass for the lead. That 30 car is absolutely stout as Ryan Griffin is coming back to the inside. Griffin now trying to get the lead away from that 30 car. But Gray knows we're coming to a point in that race where he will clinch the most laps led bonus, and that is absolutely not what Ryan Griffin or Alexander Phoenix wants to see. But Gray is now pulling away. He gets such a run off the corner. Griffin dives it into turn number 1, but he is not able to get to his inside. Gray will now take the lead back for sure, at least for now. Nick Breeding, meanwhile, has taken the 4th spot. He passed both Goforth and Lapel McDermott. That's going to bring Luke Evans into the picture. Evans was the 3rd wheel of Lake Effect's dreams at Daytona. Now he is back better than ever. That Freight-line Ford Mustang is strong here at Atlanta, excuse me. Meanwhile, Gray continues to lead over Ryan Griffin, Alexander Phoenix, Nick Breeding, and Cody Goforth. We will be right back here at Atlanta. This is the Right Lane Cup Series Round 2 at Atlanta.
From the entire Channel 4 News team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.
Subscribe to Right Lane Cup.
During a 500-mile race, the Texaco Haviland race team will change the tires, replace the fuel, and adjust the suspension. But there's one thing engineered to go the distance: the oil. Haviland, race-proven protection.
24 laps to go here at Atlanta. Welcome back to the Right Lane Cup Series Round 2 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Rhodes Gray is your leader, continuing to lead, gapping 2nd place. That is Alexander Phoenix, the McDonald's Pontiac for MB2. Nick Breeding in the Pass Pro Shops Toyota is in 3rd. Ryan Griffin, the Little Caesar Chevrolet, is in 4th. His teammate Cody Goforth is in the 5th spot. Luke Evans is 6th in the highest running Lake Effect car. Griffin McDermott in the Finguy Pasami car is in 7th. KJ Hayes is running in the 8th position, that 55 Dodge. Jesse Turner is running 9th in the Exide Batteries Ford. And rounding out the top 10 is Julio Caesar in the number 10 Build Submarines.com Dodge Charger. We've had some interesting developments here at Atlanta. Rhodes Gray was able to stay out and lead this lap. Gray was trying to get a lap lead bonus, and he's getting more than he has bargained for. In fact, he has clinched the lap lead bonus, so he will get 2 extra bonus points on top of the bonus point he gets for leading laps. You know, which is a good cushion to have, especially if you're a team trying to make a run at the championship. Gray is having a really good race so far, but one has to wonder when he is going to pit, because he cannot make it on gas. He and Ben McDonald, the 16 car, stayed out on the first caution on lap number 13, and as a result, they will be short on gas. And the way he's been running, I doubt he's been saving. They've been telling Rhodes Gray over the radio several times to try to back it up, get in line, and save fuel. But Gray is still holding firm. Here is Alexander Phoenix again. Nick Breeding has moved into the 3rd spot over Ryan Griffin. Griffin falls back to his teammate. That's Cody Goforth. And the top 5 remain under a second from each other. This is an absolutely amazing race here at Atlanta. Very competitive race. Let's see what we can do. Here comes Alexander Phoenix looking for the lead. Nick Breeding's going to try to push him into turn number 1. Ooh, Phoenix trying to ride the white line. He's going to get it. Phoenix to the lead. Nick Breeding's going to follow through. Gray is going to slip back into the 3rd spot. Let's see what the GNR cars are able to do with him. Breeding looks to the inside. He's trying to get a lap lead bonus as well. But Phoenix is holding firm. And coming out of turn number 4, Phoenix is going to lead lap number 48. But look behind them. Rhodes Gray is not giving up. Gray backed up the corner. Now he's going to get a run into turn number 1. Rhodes Gray is passing Nick Breeding again. Getting to the 2nd position. I am shocked that Rhodes Gray is able to stay up here with how the tires have been. Atlanta has a very abrasive surface. You can see how faded it is, how many bumps it has, and because that really wears out tires. And Gray is somehow managed to save those tires, and he is going back for the lead again. I can't believe it. This Jimmy John's Chevrolet Camaro is, as it says, freaky fast. I am amazed. I'm speechless on how this car is all over Alexander Phoenix, and he's going to go for the lead again. I am shocked. That car is absolutely fast. Here he goes to the inside, sending it in. Absolutely amazing pass. Rhodes Gray back to the lead here at Atlanta, and he is going to gap the top 5. He has gapped the top 5 already. That is 3 car lengths into turn number 3. Gray milling a run out of the corner. The other cars are trying to run low on him. That's not going to help. Rhodes Gray is your leader again here at Atlanta. I'll go ahead and run through the field. As we said, Rhodes Gray is your leader. Alexander Phoenix back to 2nd. Nick Breeding is in 3rd. Ryan Griffin and Cody Goforth, 2 of the GNR cars, are in 4th and 5th. Griffin Lippel McDermott is 6th. Luke Evans is 7th. KJ Hayes is 8th. A fight for 9th is on between Caesar and J.D. Martin. Taylor Frey is in just outside the top 10. Jeffrey Finguy started in the top 10. He's just outside in 12th. Right here we have a fight for 13th between Christian Vargas and Lane Sanders. How about DJ Curtis in the 15th position? About to get passed by the 31 of Justin Henley. But Curtis is having a really good race, really smart race, and is holding it here just inside the top 20. Behind them is Chris Martins in the 05. Mitchell Carter has had a very excitable race. He is in 18th. Behind him is Stephen Colon falling back between James Ellison and Jesse Turner. That is a fight to get into the top 20. Daniel Voles had to start in the rear. He started dead last with his teammates and has gotten it up to the 22nd position. Dunlap Pratt has not been up front with his teammates, but he is in the 23rd position. Your Daytona winner, Vince Freeze, is running in the 24th position, keeping a clean car. Jeff Bolton running in the 25th position. Angel Gutierrez running 27th. Samuel England, the other Spa car, is 28th. Logan Cloud is back here as well. 29th is Asher Eveland. 30th is Nicky Martinez. Ryan Reed's damaged car has gotten back up into the top 35, trying to get into the top 30, passing Charles Sanford in the Busch Beard Toyota. The third breeding Starcom car is back here, having an ill-handling race car from what we understand. Mac Johnson, same issue in the STP car. They had a really good run at Daytona and was trying to back it up here at Atlanta. Peter Onjak has been 34th. Ben McDonald with the right side of his car still in pieces, rides 35th. RJ Bishop had to come down and fix some damage, but they, under that first caution after the contact with Fitzwater, he is in 36th. 37th is Landon Thomas. Thomas had a lot of damage on his car. Maybe he hit the wall where we didn't see it, and he is in 37th. Derek Hamill, as we saw earlier, hit the wall. He is in 38th. 39th is Stanley Andrews. That car is just absolutely not handling how they want. 40th is Henry Thomas. Thomas has apparently had such a tight race car. They were hoping to adjust this car, but no cautions will come out where they can do so. 41st is Zachary Fitzwater. And we've gotten reports Evan Marisi is apparently out of the race. We missed that, I'm afraid. Marisi they were talking to him down on pit road. He apparently overheated. That number 14 Insurance King Chevrolet had overheating problems all weekend, and it finally went on him. But now we are in territory. This is 7 laps to go here at Atlanta. And up front, it is Rhodes Gray. We have Cody Goforth and Nick Breeding fighting for the second position. This is all Rhodes Gray wants to see. He has gapped the field. That is 0.4 of a second now over Goforth. And I'm thinking that this is going to extend. We'll see. Gray across the line. And they're still side by side back here between Goforth and Breeding. And they've barely lost time to Gray, but that's going to happen as long as they stay side by side. And you see now, Goforth is conceding. No, he's not. He's not conceding second place. He is staying side by side. This is absolutely not what Breeding wants. He probably going on the radio to tell the 77 to back off. Ryan Griffin, though, is going to go against his teammate, trying to pass. Breeding sent it in deep. Threw it in there, and they all caught Rhodes Gray at the same time. Unbelievable. Breeding trying to go for his first win. Gray trying to go for his first win. Everybody in this top 5 are under 0.5 of a second from each other. This is absolutely amazing racing from Atlanta. But right now it is the top 2 single file. Breeding has pulled away from the pack. Griffin and Phoenix have gone around Goforth. Now they are setting a charge on Breeding. This is not what Breeding wants to see. He's trying to run down Gray, excuse me. Gray is now holding down 0.1 of a second lead. Breeding is back to second. Alexander Phoenix makes a move into third over Ryan Griffin. The 2 GNR cars are together at last. But they don't have much time left. We are having under 4 laps to go here at Atlanta. The crowd on their feet. Breeding trying to make a dash on the Rhodes Gray. He lost 0.1 of a second that time. Gray has his first career win within sight. He is less than 4 laps away from that honor. Crossroads Racing is 4 laps away from getting their first win as an organization. Breeding washes up. Here comes Alexander Phoenix to his inside. Phoenix trying to make a last-ditch charge. He throws it in deep. Phoenix tries. Breeding washes up. He gives him the line. Phoenix through to second place. Alexander Phoenix with a run of a lifetime. Here comes Nick Breeding back to the inside. Breeding trying to make him into the leaders off the pace. Rhodes Gray is out of fuel. Unbelievably bad luck for Rhodes Gray. That 30 team needed a caution. They tried saving. It did not work. Rhodes Gray is off the pace. What an absolute heartbreak here at Atlanta for that 30 team. The Jimmy John's team, Ben McDonald, is also out of gas. But for Rhodes Gray, who led the most laps, this is an absolute disaster and an absolute heartbreak for the Jimmy John's team. Now the race is on for the lead. Alexander Phoenix, Nick Breeding, the two GNR cars. Look at KJ Hayes and Griffin Lippel McDermott. They have caught the leaders. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Alexander Phoenix trying to pull away. Breeding trying to make a move. He's fallen back. Here comes Ryan Griffin. Griffin trying to make anything he can get. Coming down the back straightaway for the final time. Phoenix tries to get away. He is going to. Alexander Phoenix for MB2 Motorsports is going to win Atlanta, second race of the year. First win for Phoenix. Breeding second. Griffin third. Cody Goforth gets fourth. Griffin McDermott's fifth. KJ Hayes sixth. Finn Guy seventh. Taylor Frey eighth. Luke Evans ninth. And Justin Henley gets a top 10. What an absolute finish. And we had a crash. We got a crash coming out of turn number 4. Samuel England was in it. I think that was Ryan Reed again. Crashing on the white flag here at Atlanta. Absolute disaster for Ryan Reed. Samuel England was in it. We're here. RJ Bishop had to avoid. He got damage as well. What an absolute crazy finish here at Atlanta. But for Alexander Phoenix, this has been an absolute dream come true. This McDonald's team is going to be smiling with those golden arches tonight. And you have to feel for Breeding and Griffin as well as Goforth and April McDermott. They all had great races. Absolutely great races. But they came up just short. But they have to feel good, though, knowing that they put up such a great race. So we're going to see if we can get a replay here. So coming down the back straightaway. Man, what a hit. Oh, my Lord. Ryan Reed and Samuel England made contact. I believe that was with Logan Cloud. Send Reed spinning like a top. There's RJ Bishop stopping to avoid that. There's Derek Hamill. Samuel England, but an absolute heartbreak for that team. They were having a decent run going. Reed, an absolute demolished car, will finish this race. This is just not what the Generator Little Falls Motorsports team wanted to see. See if we can get another angle of this. Here we go. We're going to see if there was contact made. It seemed like there was. But man, what a hit for the 57. And what a shame for them. What a shame for the 24 as well. They were running, trying to get into the top 30. Landon Thomas goes by, Stanley Andrews. And everybody was running to finish the race. And they were just all trying to avoid these two spinning cars. You don't expect this stuff at Atlanta, maybe at Daytona or Talladega, but not here. Riding on board with Samuel England in the Navy cam. Oh! That's the second time today we've seen a hit like that. For England and for Ryan Reed, this has been an absolute shame of an ending for them. But for our dear friend Alexander Phoenix, this has come up great for him. Really great race for him. So for Alexander Phoenix, congratulations to that McDonald's team here on a spectacular race and a spectacular win for that number 62 Pontiac. This has been the Right Lane Cup Series race at Atlanta. We'll get your points shortly, and thank you everybody for watching.